Good Sunday morning, Arizona. You're watching 12 News today in AZ. I'm Emma Jade. A 70-foot cell tower project. It's getting the green light in Peoria despite dividing residents living in one community there. Why some say it comes down to safety and others say it's an eyesore. And this Arizona woman takes to the skies to help other women. Yes, save the lives of mothers and their babies. Her story is truly incredible, what she's learned after 4 decades of service. Summer is here. We are taking a look at the seasonal landscapes that you have got to get out and see with Arizona highways. But first, here's a look at your weather impact forecast for Sunday. Here's meteorologist Chris Dunn.
It is Sunday, and we are here to bring you the latest weather information, which includes the next big thing: above average heat all week long in the 7-day forecast. It is June, 93 at 10 a.m. and topping 100 by 1 and barely getting above average. The average high is 102 to 103 at this time of the year. We'll top out at 103 to 104 by 4 o'clock this afternoon in Phoenix. 105 will be our official forecast high for today. Then up to 106 on Monday. Back down to 105 on Tuesday. Not necessarily a cooling trend, but just daily variations of the same theme. 101 today in Scottsdale, Fountain Hills at 100, 102 Gilbert, and you get the idea. We're going to be pretty close to 100, if not just a little bit above. High fire danger across northern Arizona, red flag warning in effect. This is through most of the day until 8 p.m. Later on today. Relative humidity is 10 to 15%. Well, there's that 105 in Phoenix, windy and 77 in Flagstaff, 80 at the Grand Canyon, lots of wind across northern Arizona. We'll talk about those highs and when we'll start to really go up in the 7-day forecast coming up.
Well, it was mixed emotions in Peoria after the city council unanimously approved a huge new cell phone tower in the Vistancia neighborhood.
I mean, there is a lot of passion on both sides of this issue. Some neighbors have been pushing back on this idea, while others are encouraging the city council to approve it. So covering it all for us this morning, we've got Justin Pizzera live in studio with more on the council's decision and the emotional plea from both sides. You know, Justin, I find it interesting that they voted unanimously when just weeks ago it was vetoed, voted down.
Yeah, and some folks were just pushing the city council. They wanted it to stay that way. We'll get on more on that veto coming up in just a little bit, but we got to talk about last night, the latest that happened here. A lot of neighbors, they showed up last night to the city council meeting. A lot of them, they were reading from these written statements. In some cases, they were actually just pleading with the council to find another location for a 70-foot cell phone tower that they believe it looks more like an elevator shaft, actually. Others showed up in shirts that read "Cell Tower equals safety." So I want to show you what this looks like here. This is at the Foothills Community Center. You can see what it looks like. And that's what the cell phone tower is proposed to look like there. That's what they're calling the elevator shaft. One group of neighbors questioned the city council last night if the city actually did explore other locations. Were all of the guidelines met on this? And then some questioned if the lot there is actually big enough for that tower. They worry also the hum from the tower. That's going to be really annoying. And they're not going to be able to sell their home if they do want to move because nobody's going to want to buy a home next to the tower. The other group says, well, for a long time now, they haven't been able to make any cell phone calls at all. These calls are constantly dropped. There's a huge concern for safety as well. One neighbor talked about how another resident tried to call 911 11 times when a house was on fire in the neighborhood. All of those 911 calls were dropped. So here's what a couple neighbors told the council last night.
Hardship is self-created by the applicant because for 5 years we opposed as a community. We pushed back. We said, where are your alternative sites? Show it to us. And as you've heard, nothing has come. This is the site that they want. This is the site they're going to bully us into accepting.
It is imperative that this council open their eyes to the true reality of each of us being able to reach loved ones, friends, and most importantly, 911. I'm speaking for many of us that have to end calls or not start calls as we drive to or from work. I can't tell you how many drop calls I've had along Lone Mountain, Estancia Boulevard, Happy Valley, and the 303. I am over it, along with many others.
So just a little backstory on this. Emma was talking about this veto. Verizon was trying to get this approval for this tower, but last month the city's Planning and Zoning Commission, they shot that idea down. Verizon appealed that decision, and then it went to the city council last night, and they unanimously approved that tower to move forward.
Okay, Justin, thank you so much for getting us up to speed on that one. Well, more than 24 schools, they are closing over the next 2 years in Maricopa County. That's something we've been following here. All victims of declining enrollment, aging buildings, and rising costs.
But across the greater Phoenix area, a surprising number of schools are doing the exact opposite, breaking ground and rebuilding. So how on earth are they making it happen? In this morning's Education Impact, we got Nohalani Graf looks at what they have in common. No, hey, what gives?
So it's a variety of factors here. We've got bond votes, developer partnerships, population booms. The reason these schools are building are certainly different, but what they do share is harder to manufacture. A community willing to invest in its schools. And in a valley where that decision is getting harder to make, the schools that are growing right now are the ones that found a way to earn that support. Call it growing pains. In the fast-growing West Valley, some districts are simply running out of room. Litchfield Elementary recently broke ground on its 17th campus to ease overcrowding. Agua Fria opened 2 new schools last fall and is adding a first-of-its-kind arts academy this year. In the East Valley, Mesa Public Schools is opening 2 new high schools, tucked inside existing junior highs to keep costs down. But in Central Phoenix, the equation looks different.
Really been intentional trying to engage the community and our taxpayers who approved the bond.
The Creighton School District is rebuilding Biltmore Preparatory Academy, its flagship dual-language immersion school originally built in 1954, while also facing declining enrollment.
That means we have to be more competitive.
Superintendent Jay Mann says at a certain point, the math on aging buildings flips.
We put so much money into just trying to keep the school functioning. You can only take your 1974 Pinto and put so many different new special parts into it to try to get more out of it before at some point you're like, maybe I need a new car.
The new Biltmore campus, designed around a Latin American-inspired courtyard with outdoor classrooms and student input, is funded by a voter-approved bond. 40 miles southeast, Great Hearts, Arizona found a different path. A developer donated that land for a new campus, opening in 2027 in Apache Junction's new Blossom Rock community.
What's the one thing moms and dads are going to ask about first? Is there a good school?
Great Hearts serves 16,000 students across 26 Metro Phoenix campuses. Co-founder Dan Scroggins says classical education is one of the fastest growing sectors in the country, and that even in a declining enrollment environment, a school with a clear identity can still attract families.
Really rich and robust curriculum combined with, moral instruction and character education. And so families want that in this fast-paced digital world. So I think we're meeting the market, we're meeting the moment.
Different drivers getting shovels in the ground, but the schools opening their doors do have one thing in common. They've given families a reason to walk through them. So the new Biltmore Preparatory Academy is set to open for the 2027 school year. Great Hearts Blossom Rock will follow that fall. The Hilltop School for the Arts in Litchfield Park opens this August, and we do have links to all of the separate projects within this story on 12news.com. Ladies?
Gosh, that's fascinating conversation just to
really
see, the flip side of it, because we talk a lot about those closing schools.
Yeah.
It's not exactly happening everywhere. All right. No, hey, thank you so much. Most of the time we think of nurses in hospital settings, right? But there are some that take to the skies to actually help pregnant women who need emergency care.
It's truly incredible. One Arizona woman has been doing this for over 40 years and has helped save countless lives. Troy Lynch, he actually got to meet her earlier this year. She hit a milestone after 4 decades of service. Check this out.
There is no one in PHI that does not know the name Leanne.
There's Michael Jordan for basketball, Michael Phelps for swimming. Then there's Leanne McGregor for maternal flight nurses.
We transport our moms from anywhere that either does not have labor and delivery services to somewhere that has labor and delivery services.
I'll sit over here or over there depending on who's with us or where equipment is strapped securely. 360, I've done 360.
Leanne has been doing this for 40 years and still loves it today. Why? Because she's not only helping the community, but shaping the future of the country with healthy babies.
You hold her hand, you're as a nurse, but you're trying to get as much information non-judgmentally. And the way your tone and your nonverbal approach to them, you can get a lot by just having respect for the patient.
So compassionate and caring and knowledgeable, and she has such a passion for who we take care of and the need that needs to be filled.
Leanne is an ASU alum, born and raised in Arizona, and has been helping develop one of the most prestigious maternal neonatal units in the country right here in the Valley, and recently hit an unthinkable milestone of 5,500 flights.
I don't count them. I just
Somebody's doing it.
I know, someone counts it, but I don't.
I think it's absolutely amazing. I think that's probably not even the full amount that she's actually done. I think we lost count at some point. So.
Most of Leanne's career has been spent at Sky Harbor, and she says the number of flights has remained steady over the years, but they can see up to 5 to 6 calls in a 24-hour shift.
It's hard. Sometimes it's a sad situation, but our goal is to take care of the mom to have the best outcome for her, her family, psychosocial, and have a healthy baby as much as we can.
Leanne says the industry has changed over the years, like the kinds of helicopters they use and also the age range and physical health of the patients.
Outside the valley, they're acute because the level of care is not provided at the small rural areas.
Just following her footsteps is honestly a dream of mine at this point, as well as I'd say anyone at our base. And I think we could just strive to be her.
Do you have an idea when you're gonna hang up the flight suit?
Next year.
Next year?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yes, I'll be of age.
Okay. Yeah. In Phoenix, Troy Lynch, 12 News.
Troy, this is the best. I mean, after going through it and delivering babies, those nurses, they're at that point, at the end of it, I'm like, well, you're coming with me, right?
Well, but also,
they're family.
That's such a scary situation anyway. When you're there, you're doing it in a hospital setting, right? But then you need someone like Leanne to step in and help in a different way. And it's just incredible that she's there to help these moms.
I just kind of tried to put myself in like a pregnant woman's shoes, being like, if I was going through this kind of emergency.
That's hysterical.
That's something, right? But I'm just like, if there was anybody who I'd want to help me kind of get through, you want Leanne. You just spend 5 minutes with her and you're like, oh, I feel so comfortable. She's so cool. And my goodness, she's saved countless lives, and she does it because she wants to better the future, and she just knows that healthy babies are the way to do it. And so Leanne, like I said, she's the GOAT.
I can't believe 5 to 6 calls a day.
Yeah, it gets up to that, and so those 24-hour shifts, they can be very long.
Well,
they used to have 48-hour shifts. They've kind of switched it, but it's an intense job.
Well, when she hangs up that flight suit, she is like a job well done.
We have to have a party
inspired
for
so
here,
many.
yeah.
I know, right? We will, Leanne. You're awesome.
One more year. All right, as our country celebrates 250 years, we want to celebrate everyday Americans whose service, generosity, and resilience strengthen our communities, just like Leanne. So if you know someone making a difference, let us know. You can nominate them right now. Just scan that QR code, or you can email us, connect@12news.com.
Good morning once again. I'm 12 News meteorologist Chris Dunn with your weather impact forecast. Looking ahead at the week ahead, temperatures running slightly above average, 105 plus every afternoon. Typical highs are 102 to 104. So yes, it's warm. So what you need to do is hydrate and know your limitations. Don't go for that hike at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And just take it easy. Temperatures 105, 106, 105, 106, anywhere from 2 to 3 degrees above average through Wednesday. Then Thursday gets a little more interesting. I do see a warming trend going into Thursday, 108. And that'll put us closer and closer to 110 by next weekend. Again, the average high is 102 to 104. Do you know you can check the latest weather conditions and the latest forecast along with the live radar 24/7 right here on the 12 News app for your TV and for your phone as well. You can stream it now on the TV or the phone. Just scan the QR code and download it if you don't already have it. If you're watching us on the stream right now, thank you. Here's Futurecast. Across the state, we do have some clouds, scattered clouds around, so not a totally sunny sky out there today. The clouds will start to clear out later on tonight, and Monday looks like it's going to be a totally sunny day. Still bouts of wind across northern Arizona, so a red flag warning is in effect again for northern Arizona, just like it was for much of the state because of the dry conditions, low humidity, and the strong gusty winds. Any rain coming out of those clouds, not happening in the next 3 days, and it's not happening in the next 5 days either, so we will stay high and dry. Across Arizona, 84 in Prescott today, 102 at Havasu. Always works out that way. Windy in Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon and Page. Again, the high fire danger. We'll have to be watching that across all of Coconino County. 84 in Payson and that 105 in Phoenix. We're waiting on the monsoon. It officially begins on Monday, June 15th. Only 9 more days to go. We're almost there. And as far as the start of the monsoon, this is the time frame 14th through the 20th. There is a little hint of something trying to push up into southeastern Arizona. This is typically how it starts, with little mini surges, and they get stronger and stronger and push farther and farther into the state as the season goes along. The Phoenix area, typically we look to around the 4th of July for the start of our summer thunderstorm season. And this gray area here, that is basically the chance for normal precipitation, which at this time of the year is hardly anything. We lean slightly to above normal temperatures across Arizona, so what else is new? Flagstaff 7-day forecast. Windy today, high fire danger the next couple of days as long as that wind remains high. And then 80s return to the forecast Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. How about the Valley 7-day forecast? 105 today, up to 105 again on Tuesday. And there's that 108 on Thursday, pushing but not quite reaching 110 by next weekend on Saturday.
Oh, you're going to love this. From colorful wildflowers to cool mountain escapes, the June issue, hot off the presses of Arizona Highways, is showcasing some of the state's most beautiful summer scenery. And listen, summer, Arizona gets a bad rap. And it's not fair.
No, it does, you know.
Because look at this.
Yeah, so like when we talk about summer in this issue, it's pretty much anywhere but the desert.
Yeah.
You know, it's like get in your car and you don't have to go that far.
You don't have to go that far.
That's the beauty of Arizona. I mean, it's just up the road a little bit.
That's
and then
right.
you get to see all this spectacular, cool
it's
scenery.
so beautiful. This is Editor-in-Chief Robert Steve here with Arizona Highways Magazine. Okay, we want to start with the cover. What do we got here?
This is a place called Boneyard Creek. Sounds a little daunting, but it's actually quite beautiful. As you can see, this is up in the White Mountains. So much to see in the White Mountains. And it's a place that, frankly, not that many people find their way up there because it's a little farther.
Okay.
So everybody goes to Flagstaff, which is a great place to visit.
Right.
But if you point your car in a different direction, you can see some stuff and have a little quiet.
I can only imagine how many times you have been asked, because you tell people what you do and the magazine that you cover, what the heck how do you like survive these summers? So what's your advice to people to get out and get outdoors and really enjoy Arizona summers?
Well, I think what I would say is that there's something for everyone. You don't have to be like an extreme backpacker. I mean, there's casual walks. There's even paved walks that you can take in Arizona. But like if you like camping or fishing or swimming or kayaking, I mean, there's something for every like sort of skill level, for lack of a better term.
Okay, in this issue, how did you pick what to highlight? Because again, you kind of have to get out of the valley a little bit.
Yeah,
so what did that look like?
That's a great question. And what we try to do every issue is try to spread the wealth as much as we can.
Yeah.
So, and again, with Arizona, I mean, you can go down south to Tucson and go up to Mount Lemmon, and there's cool pines and stuff down there too. So we try to touch all different parts of the state. We skew a little more to the White Mountains because we have water over there, lots of lakes and streams and rivers, which always make for pretty pictures.
I know that this is your life and that you get to travel and see some of the most incredible places that makes Arizona so special. How important, I feel like more and more you're hearing get outside. And sometimes summer, that means for us, we have to stay inside. But how important is it to get outdoors and to be part of nature, be part of the desert?
Well, there's actually a thing called forest bathing, which is a concept that developed in Japan, I think in the 80s. And they tested what happens to your blood pressure within a couple of minutes of being out in the woods, or in our case, just out in a meadow. It doesn't necessarily have to be literally woods. And your blood pressure almost immediately drops. This is a real physiological thing. Yeah. And, the news is important. It's important to understand what's going on, but it can take a toll. So like I heard you say earlier about touching grass, and, we have to get out and do that. It's good for us, and it's good for our spirit. get a little vitamin D in the process from the sun, and see what's out there, because so many people live here and understandably get frustrated with the weather.
Absolutely.
But some of that's on you too, right?
Yes.
You know, you sort of like, okay.
You sound like Ginger, because Ginger will say that same thing where it's like, well, this is the desert.
Yeah.
And she loves it here, and she finds incredible things to do in the desert. And you're right, it sometimes is just on us.
Yeah, you just have to get in the car. And again, you don't have to go all that far. I mean, the Peoria Mountains in Globe, it's about an hour from your studio here, and you can be in the Aspens, and it's a beautiful drive to get there. So if you can cough up 1 hour, you can get out of the heat.
That's what's so great about Arizona highways, is that it's an inspiration for people to look at things that they may not have had time really to discover. And you make it so easy, because you just put it in one issue, and it always is tailored to what's happening with Mother Nature and the summer and whatever it is. And it really is such a great thing for people to look at, to pick up, and plan out their summer with.
Yeah, and it dispels all those stereotypes. You know, I mean, there are 4 seasons here, and there are places that you can walk along a creek, and you know, even if you don't want to go fishing or boating or anything, just get out in the woods.
Get out in the woods. What did you call it? Forest
It's called
bathing?
forest bathing. It's called Shinrin Yoku, I think, is the Japanese term. I'm sure some of your listeners will correct me on that, but it's something like that. But forest bathing.
Oh my gosh, Robert. Okay, so this is the June issue. You want to give us a little preview of what's coming for July?
Oh, July.
Can you, or
July, the country turns 250, so we have a different issue. It's 250 things we love about Arizona.
Oh, that's
And we managed to fit 250 things in the issue.
Wow.
It's very cool. We're excited.
Robert, okay, well, we'll see you back then for that, right? You know it's not closed. Phoenix Fan Fusion, yes, day 1. It's already started, and this morning fans are already showing off their creativity and their costumes. I get a little preview of what you're going to look at this morning. 12 News journalist Tori King live at the Phoenix Convention Center. She is one of the fans taking over downtown Phoenix this weekend. Tori, oh, you look different. I don't know, the buzzed hair. I don't know what it is. I hardly recognized you.
I was in avatar mode, so that's very, it shows you my meditation that I was going through to get into character. A lot of these people, they stand out here in the heat with these costumes on. By the way, guys, I'm so excited. We have a celebrity guest with us, John Cena. It's John Cena. Oh, wait, you can't see him, though, can you? Sorry about that, guys. I have another celebrity guest with us. It's Spider-Man. Take a look at this. He made this outfit all by himself. How many years have you been coming?
Probably like 4 or 5 years now, yeah.
4 or 5 years, dedicated fan. What time did you get in line this morning?
I'd say like around 8:30.
Oh, so it really wasn't that long that you had to wait.
No.
Does this suit get hot?
Oh, very. Yeah. Very hot.
What keeps you coming back every year?
Honestly, I like everything comic books, anime, video games, and obviously this is like our Phoenix Comic Con, so I love coming here for that, yeah.
Exactly. Now tell me, what went into making this suit?
A lot, actually. A lot of time, like especially with these arm blades,
Whoa.
they're like clip-on and everything, yeah.
Whoa.
So.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you've been coming every year, you've been doing upgrades to the suit. You were telling me, what's new this year?
Newest thing is probably the web wings.
The webbings.
Yeah.
Okay, well the webbings look really incredible.
Thank you.
Do you have friends that come with you too? Like for people who have never been here, what do you tell them?
Honestly, just be yourself. I have friends that obviously do costumes, whatever they want to do. I always try to tell people, be yourself. Doesn't matter what everyone thinks about you. Like me, I'm wearing a Spider-Man suit. I'm in spandex. Like I'm doing this every year. So.
Is there anybody that you came specifically to see? Any celebrities? Any of the panels?
Mainly Matthew Mercer. I really love him. I've been following him since I don't know how long. My favorite voice actor of all time. So.
That's pretty cool. Well, I really hope you get to meet them. That would be incredible. Want to go ahead and show you some video from last year and what this event looked like. The line was definitely very long. People were waiting down the street, and they always have said that it takes a long time to get inside, but once you're in, it's really just an extravaganza. You can kind of see everything, voice actors, tons of things that you can purchase from inside the exhibit. There's a lot of small businesses and small creators that come here to make this vision come to life each and every single day. They're expecting more than 130,000 people. That's how many people came last year. But this year, they're expecting it to be even more record-breaking. So it's going to be a really big weekend. It's also really big for all the local businesses around here. So people are very excited that Fan Fusion is back in town. And yeah, it's just going to be a really, really exciting day, a really exciting weekend. So come on out. We're going to have all of this on our website. You can still buy tickets, by the way. So if you want to buy tickets, you can go to 12news.com. You can purchase them through our website. We have a link up there for you guys. And also, they're telling me, I just got told by one of the directors here, they're close to selling out. So if you want to get tickets, you got to hop on that right now and purchase them before they're gone. But you're probably going to see me here all weekend. I'm going to come to explore some of these events and check it all out. But that's the very latest here today at Fan Fusion. What do you guys, are you guys coming out? You're going to come out, right? You're going to come visit me, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm going to go as an Ewok. I'm already halfway there. But I've been told to tell you,
an Ewok.
Yip, yip.
Oh, my heart. See, I knew there were some Avatar fans out there.
Yeah, did I get it right? Man, I'm very proud of myself, even though Troy's the one that fed me that line. Love you, Tori. That was so awesome.
Hi there once again. I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn with the final check of your weather impact forecast on this Sunday. 90s will turn into the 100s, low 100s though, just barely above normal for this time of year. 100 at 1 p.m. and 102 at 3 o'clock with some scattered clouds out there. Not a totally sunny sky. 101 Deer Valley and Scottsdale, Laveen at 104 and 103 in Tempe. Here's your Valley 7-day forecast. 105 today, will take it up to 108 on Thursday and close to 110 by next weekend.
Thank you for joining us on this Sunday morning. And remember, you can start your week and every morning with 12 News Today in AZ. We get going at 4:26 and now streaming until 9 on the 12 News app.
Your mornings don't stop.
And now neither do we. Welcome to Today in AZ. 12 News Today in AZ keeps going.
Expanding to 9 a.m. on the 12 Plus streaming app.
More live weather.
More live traffic updates.
More breaking news. Live from 4:26 a.m. to 9.
12 News Today in AZ, now streaming until 9 a.m. on 12 Plus.
Download on your TV and watch for free.